We're back with more Iarbas. Here we go. This is his words to Jupiter. Is quamens animet rumora census amaro dicitur antaras medi inter numina divum multa iovem manibus supplex orasse supinis. We'll stop there, and then we'll do his reply afterwards. So the subject is is, which is a pronoun, personal pronoun from the pronoun is, eia, id, those being the masculine, feminine, and neuter, nominative singulars, so we call it is, eia, id. And so is means he, and the que is and he, amens, crazed or out of his mind, literally, amente, from his mind. And he's amens animi, a little bit of repetition here, crazed of mind. That's genitive from animus, crazed of mind, or crazed in his soul. Et acansus, and inflamed. And how was he inflamed? Tell us ablative, rumore amaro, by the bitter rumor. By the bitter rumor. So one more time. And he, crazed of mind and inflamed by the bitter rumor. Dicitur is said, this is a passive from dico, third person singular, is said, and we need an infinitive with this, orasse, to have beseeched or begged. And this is really orawisse. Orawisse, it's a perfect infinitive, active infinitive. So it's in the past. It's perfect. He is said to have begged antaras media inter numine divum. Now this all tells us where he did the begging. We'll do this part first. Before the altars, media inter numina divum. Between the middle of the divine presences, this is like the spirit of the god, and then of the gods. Okay, so between the media numina, what this means is in the midst of, or among, the spirits of the gods, or the divine presences, and this is plural, numina is neuter, from numen, neuter plural, accusative, and then we got divum, which is really divorum of the gods. So that's aurum. One more time. He is said to have beseeched Jupiter before the altars, in the middle of the divine presences of the gods. To have beseeched or prayed to Jupiter multa. Prayed to Jupiter, that's accusative, as the object of orasse. And then multa, many things. He prayed many things to Jupiter. Or, he prayed greatly to Jupiter is the idea here. But multa, literally, many things to Jupiter. As a supplex, as a suppliant, meaning one that is coming humble to beg of something. As a supplex, manibus supinis, with supine or upturned hands, with upturned hands. This is his posture as he approaches the altars. So let's do that bit one more time. And he, meaning Iarbas, and I didn't write that, but it is Iarbas that we're talking about here still. And he, crazed of mind and inflamed with bitter rumor, is said before the altars, in the midst, or between the middle of the divine presences of the gods, to have begged Jupiter many things as a suppliant with hands upturned, or with upturned hands. Again, notice supplex is in apposition to is, so he is being modified by amens as an adjective, acansus as a perfect passive participle, and then suplex is in apposition to it, describing him also with a noun, as a suppliant. And in English, it sounds good for us to put the as in there and make it a sort of simile, as a suppliant. Okay, we'll continue now with Jupiter omnipotens. Jupiter omnipotens, cui nunc marusia pictis gens epulata toris lenaion libat honorem. Aspicis haec, and I'm just going to stop there and we'll translate this part first. Jarbas says, Jupiter omnipotens. This is vocative, so let me switch to my green here. Jupiter omnipotent, omnipotent Jupiter, all-powerful Jupiter. And now we have a little relative clause here. Cui, to whom, and this is a dative, right? To whom, relative pronoun. To whom the Marusian gens, race, now this is subject of this relative clause here, to whom now the Marusian race libat pours out Linnaean honorem, Linnaean honor, or Bacchic honor. Linnaeus means Bacchic, as of Bacchus, and Bacchic honor is wine. So do they pour out wine to you as a sacrifice? The Romans would pour out wine to the gods. So one more time, let's do that. To whom now the Marusian people pours out Bacchic honor, meaning wine. And these Marusian people, this goes with them, epulata, having dined, feasted. Epulai is a way of saying feasts. Epulai. So epulata, it's a deponent verb. Check it out in the vocabulary. You'll notice it's deponent. So this is an active participle here. It's a perfect active participle, or perfect deponent participle. Having dined, pictis toris. Now these are ablatives of place. On embroidered, or literally painted, couches, as in the couches that you would feast on for a banquet in Roman times. So one more time, let's do that, working in that epulata toris pictis in there. Omnipotent Jupiter, or all-powerful Jupiter, to whom now the Marusian people, having dined on embroidered couches, pours out Linnaean honor, or Bacchic honor. The Marusian people are Jarbas's people, Farr tells us. This means Moorish in Africa. And so he's saying, my people are honoring you. And aspicis haec. Okay, my people here, look, are honoring you. And aspicis haec. The subject is to. Do you see haec, this stuff? Do you see this stuff, meaning Dido and Aeneas together, and all the passion going on? Do you see this stuff? We're worshiping you, and you're allowing this to go on. Ante genitor cum fulminatorques nequiquaremus cae quiquin nubibus ignes terrificant animos et inania murmuramiscent. Or, father, genitor means father, and this is vocative again. So, vocative, or father, cum fulmina torques, when you hurl, torque has this idea of twisting, right? To torque it, to twist it, and twist the body and hurl it. When you hurl your lightning bolts, so this is a verb, and the subject is to, as it was again with aspicus, it was to. When you hurl your lightning bolts, that's accusative, neuter plural, from fulmen, do we horemus, now the subject of this is nos, right? So it's we. Do we quake nequiquam in vain at te, at you? So that te is the object of horemus. One more time. Or, Father, when you hurl your lightning bolts, do we quake at you in vain? And do blind fires, this means empty or weak, I guess, fires, false fires in the clouds, in nubibus, my blue, and do blind fires in the clouds. Far says empty fires. Let's see his note. Is a free translation, but literally blind fires in the clouds, terrificant, terrify, and the subject of terrificant is the blind fires, the animos, and you got to include here virorum, or hominum, the minds of men, do blind fires in the clouds, terrify the minds of men, and miscant, do they stir up, still the same subject, ignes kaiki, do they stand up inania murmura, empty rumblings. That's neuter plural, inania murmura, empty rumblings. Sefar's note, he says, basically what Yarbus is saying is, are all your thunders and lightnings but empty threats? Do you not really reward the good and punish the wicked? That's his paraphrase of this. The idea that you've got a lot of lightning and show, but yet Dido and Aeneas are able to carry on with this very inappropriate relationship, and you're doing nothing about it. So he's challenging his father, Jupiter here, or Hammon. So let me just do that last sentence one last time, and then we'll end the video. Or, Father, when you hurl your lightning bolts, do we quake in vain at you? And do empty fires in the clouds terrify the minds of men and stir up empty rumblings? So Yarbus is going to continue, and we'll pick that up in the next video. Wale.